There's nothing fancy about the football. It's a solid back four, solid goalkeeper.
We have to consider them as top 5 challengers, of course, and contenders for Champions League places.
4 wins in a row against the likes of United, Aston Villa.
Scores again!
If you can defend and be solid and be hard to beat, they can give you answers.
One year ago, Nottingham Forest was on the verge of relegation. Now, halfway through the season, they are competing for the Premier League title alongside top side like Arsenal and Liverpool. Currently, they possess the least amount of possession than the other 19 teams in the Premier League. They also have the least amount of total passes than the other 19 teams in the Premier League in top list of most interceptions in the league. They are also the team that does the least amount of pressing towards the opposition team in the Premier League. So the approach is very clear here, to sit very deep and hit back the opposition in the counter-attack. With players like Nico Williams, Ola Aina, and Murillo continuing from last season, the defense stands firm like an unbreakable wall. The only addition to the defensive unit was Niko Milinkovic, who was bought with £12 million. The 6-foot Serbian international has strengthened the defense with his aerial ability.
In it comes and header by Milinkovic is in! 90 seconds in! Nikola Milinkovic!
In the previous season, they conceded the most goals from set pieces in the Premier League. For solving this, Nuno switched the team's system to zonal marking, moving away from the previous man-to-man approach. Murillo, Ryan Yates, and Chris would play key roles in protecting the space around goalkeeper Matt Sales and in some way have helped Matt Sales to earn the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season. During the open play, Forest only keeps their shape in their own half, which slows down the opposition's attack. The wingers and midfielders closely follow the movement of players in midfield, and Chris, would not chasing the ball carrier, will curve his run to block off the pass to nearby players. The defense stays compact to block any attacks through the middle, with the first 4 players shadowing options in the center and the 2 holding midfielders protecting the defense. The wingers and attacking midfielder cut off passes, while the holding midfielders and defenders tightly mark players between the lines to prevent them from turning. This system tricks the ball carrier into thinking they have space, but it's all part of the plan. With these defensive approaches, Nottingham started the season strong, remaining unbeaten in their first 5 games. During this run, they won against mighty Liverpool at Anfield.
Gibbs White joining, so too Elanga. Hudson-Odoi single-minded and scores! A quite brilliant goal from Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Further on, Nottingham continued to grab points from almost all of their games.
Chris Wood scores! His goalkeeper, Wood was in between them. There was 9 off on the header, and Wood with the deftest of headed lobs.
By game week 14, they were still in this position in the Premier League. Then, this happened.
Lifted back towards De Bruyne! Goal! Oh, belter! Absolute belter from Kevin De Bruyne. There is no stopping that. Potentially defining. Lightning. Postage stamp. Picked it up and put it there.
Man City secured a decisive victory over Forest. And everyone thought their momentum would be over. But what Nottingham was about to do, no one could have ever anticipated.
In it comes and header by Milinkovic is in! 90 seconds in!
Potentially defining! Lightning!
Brilliant from Morgan Gibbs White, and a fantastic finish from Anthony Elanga, who scores for the 3rd consecutive game. The Wolves half he goes with Elanga to his right. Here is Elanga just inside the box. Elanga, yes! He's done it already! Gibbs White scores!
Sweet and precious! Frame it and stick it on the mantelpiece of his life.
They won 6 games back-to-back. They have just proven all their doubters wrong, showing that they are not the same team that was on the verge of relegation last season. They have inspired their supporters with a belief that this season, they are destined to accomplish something remarkable.
Now level on points with Arsenal.
It's been the norm this season. They've been really solid defensively. On the break, swift, fast, slick, as I said, taking the opportunities. Fantastic.
And I know we don't necessarily want to bring this comparison in just yet, but it feels a bit like Leicester City. Not to say they'll go on and win the league, but for that style of play, you know, they're happy to soak up pressure, but then if you overcommit, you will get hit on the brake.
Because Leicester winning the Premier League is, the greatest story in Premier League history. Forest come top 4, given that nearly got relegated last season and people predicted them to struggle again this season. Does that go number 2?